And now it's going to be our renowned chief guest of the day, Dr. A. Shivadanu Pillai, a Padma Shri and a Padma Bhushan recipient, to confer his thoughts to the audience in this arena.
எல்லோருக்கும் என் அன்பார்ந்த மாலை வணக்கம். Most respected chairperson Mrs. Saroja Soundararajan, Executive Trustee Mrs. Sujata Somashekhar, Director Dr. Ramasamy, special guest, the Vice Chancellor of Gandhigram University, Professor Ramasamy, Mr. Shatagopan, Dr. Sivaraman, the Principal, Mr. Ilango, Vice Principal, Headmistresses, all the teachers, alumni, my beloved students, and most respected their parents, friends, media, ladies and gentlemen. My greetings to all of you on this great occasion of celebrating the 25th year, the Silver Jubilee. You all know that we all belong to India. It's a great nation. We want to see this nation to be the nation of the world. A nation where education and with value system is not denied to any meritorious candidates because of social or economic discrimination. A nation which is the best destination for the most talented scholars, scientists, and investors. A nation where agriculture, industry, and service sectors work together in symphony to boost the economy of the nation. A nation where poverty has been totally eradicated, illiteracy removed, and crimes against women and children are absent, and none in the society feels alienated. A nation that is prosperous, healthy, secure, peaceful, and happy, and continues with a sustainable growth path. That is the India we want. If that India has to come, we need creative and innovative minds. Where from you get the creative and innovative minds? So learning gives creativity. Dr. Abdul Kalam says, learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you all great. So the creativity comes from the young days. That is the childhood. That is the school days. You know, you are with the teachers more than your parents. 25,000 hours you are with the teachers. The parents as well as the teachers are responsible to make you a great person, prepared for making India a great nation. So such things in mind, to give a value-based education system, the industrialist of Tindukal, Mr. Soundararajan, along with his wife, Saroja Soundararajan, they started this school 24 years before and made it to a great educational institution. I just heard the two alumni talking. From their words, I could realize how much feeling they have for the school where they have learned. That means you have great management, you got great teachers, you got great environment for learning. I am really indeed delighted and feeling honored to come to this place to meet all of you. I thought before coming to this school, I should pray to the God that the school, not only completing the 25 years, it should grow strength by strength to strength, and we should really see the golden years very soon. So I went to Pillarpatti. Pillarpatti. I went to Pillarpatti. So I prayed to the God. Then some thoughts came to my mind. Then to perfect the thought, I need some altitude. So I went to the Sirumalai altitude. I went. Then a nice story came to my mind about the school. This is about this. I saw in the place where I stayed in the hill, a very big garden, with palapalam, so many things around. A nice place. Similar thing, there's a garden. And it's an evening in the garden. And the lady of the house, she was going to the gate of the garden and to her house, walking up and down. This story came to my mind, that's why I'm telling you. So then suddenly she is seeing 3 men standing at the corner of the garden. Then she goes to them and asks them, you look to be great men, noble men. Why are you standing outside? It's very cold. You come inside. I will give you food. Then the 3 men, they say, no. We want to know why you are going up and down to the gate and to the house entrance. What is the problem you have? Then she said, no, I am waiting for my husband. He is a big industrialist, but he lost everything. He is a frustrated man and he has not come. So that's why I am in search of him. Then they said, don't worry, he is going to come. After he comes, if both of you, and including him with the frustrated mind, if he invites us, then we will come. Then we will take food. Then time passed, the man comes, he is coming with his head down. He is a great person, he was a great person. He lost everything and then he was coming to the house with the sadness and thinking that he should kill himself. That type of situation he has gone. The wife pacifies him and tells him, see, in our house 3 people are there. They have come, they are waiting. Let us go and invite them for food. Let us give food to them. They seem to be very noble people. Then the husband is not keen, then he suddenly gets an idea, okay, if there are good people, we may get blessed. So both of them, they go and ask them, please come inside. We would like to give you food. Then they say, no, we don't take food together. We will come one by one. Then they are asking, why one by one? What is the secret of one by one? Then they say, the first man represents success. Second man represents wealth. Third man represents love. Any order you can call as you like. You please go discuss together and take decision together what is the order. Then we will come one by one. So both of them go to the house inside and they were debating which is better. Success is better, wealth is better, love is better. So obviously the husband needs quickly some money, wealth. He lost wealth, so he was looking for wealth. Wife wants peace in the house, so she was looking for love. So between them a lot of debate happens. Then finally the wife wins over him. And they think that okay, what is there? Any order is okay. So they go and they tell them, please come, love man, you come first. So that man comes, enters with them inside the house. When he enters, other 2 people also came. Then they were asking, you said we will come one by one. Now all 3 of you have come. Why? Then they said, where there is love, there is success and wealth. That's it. That is what I am seeing here. So the school is full of love, spreading love everywhere for education. Wants to create a great people from this place. We were wondering many times why we are not able to, when Sir C. Raman got Nobel Prize, there was no facility. Today we have internet, so many gadgets, big laboratories, big missions, so many opportunities are there, so many people are there. But why we are not able to generate Nobel Prize laureates in our country? So basic thing is education. It has to come from the early days. The school education should create innovative minds. So I thought that I should talk to you about nurturing creative minds. I should talk to you about that. You know, you students, you know, when we think of electric bulb, whom do we think? Thomas Alva Edison. When we think of a plane flying, we think of Wright brothers. When we see the telephone ringing, we think Alexander Graham Bell. When we think scattering of lights, then we think of Raman effect and Sir C. Raman. So each one has an attachment. Will you get attached like that? Some of you will get attached to that. That should be your aim of life. So that is called innovation. You have to innovate to invent. Now, you know, our country is not a small nation, as I started telling you that. When you look at the science, the origin of science, science came from India. You see, the earth is round and it rotates in its axis. We are studying in beautiful English in science as if somebody else told from the Europe. No. Many, many years before that, it is written by our guys. Aryabhatta wrote, the earth is round and it rotates in axis. Then Bhaskaracharya, he has talked about the gravity. But we say, oh, Newton saw the apple falling on his head. Oh, then he found out gravity. No. 500 years before Newton, this man has written, earth has got gravity effects. It is written. 3000 BC, that is 5000 years before, our scientist has written the whole cosmology, the space research, what we are talking today, the whole thing has been written. And one Acharya Bharadwaj has given 12 different designs by which man can go from one planet to another planet. We are now thinking how to go to Mars, how to go beyond Mars. But it's written. So the imagination, or they have not gone, but their thinking is very high. We belong to that gene. We should not underestimate us. Everything today is gene. DNA, they say, no? So we belong to that category of gene. You, me, everybody. So that means we can do great wonders. We have the potential. But that potential is sleeping. Somebody wanted to talk to Einstein. Einstein, you are a great scientist. You found out the theory of relativity. I want to become like you. Then Einstein said, don't aim like that. You think you should. I wanted to become God. That's why I became Einstein. You should also think very high. Vallathanaya malarneetam mandardam ullathanayadu veru. So you should think high. Then only you will also get elevated to that height. So that is the very important thing. We have Veda, when we say Veda, we started all with Veda. Veda means science. All written about science in the Vedic thing, with principles of science. So now today, if you look at India, India has got great scientists came. You might have heard about Homi Bhabha, Dr. Homi Bhabha. He wanted India to be a strong nation. Why strong nation? The whole world, after the Second World War, 5 countries have been declared as the P5 countries in the Security Council of the United Nations. And these 5 countries can decide the fate of any other country in the world. You know, USA, Russia, China, UK and France. These 5 countries. Now, why did they make these 5 countries great nations in the world? Because they exploded nuclear bomb. They have got an intercontinental ballistic missile which can take from one country to another country. That is why. India is the largest democracy in the world. India has got the greatest civilization. India has got virtues. And even today, it is the most responsible country in the world. But we are not member of that Security Council. Is it correct? So that is why Homi Bhabha thought, first let us make my country a strong nation. That's why the nuclear research came, and we started working on the nuclear energy, which has got multiple applications, not only to show the power, it will give the power, light also it will give, and many other applications it has got. Then another man came called Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. He came in the same line of Dr. Homi Bhabha. He thought in a different way. He thought there is a need for space research in the country. Space will put everything in right form. Every help, every development will come from space. He imagined India launching the communication satellite and make all the 24 hours communication to us. Today you have mobile phone, TV, all working 24 hours. How did you get? Because of Sarabhai. Sarabhai decided that India should become an independent nation of space research, and he started developing in 1962. He started, and we have grown, started flying the satellite launch vehicle SLV-3, became a member of the Space Club, and finally to the PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, which can put the satellite around the poles of the Earth, getting all the time the sun's the radiation, so that it is powered. And it takes pictures. That's called remote sensing. Similarly, other type of satellites called communication satellites, we need 24 hours of operation of that. They are placed at 36,000 kilometers above the Earth and the equator. They go around the equator 36,000 kilometers. And beams, it's the information, or they are called transponders. They radiate, the transponders radiate on the same spot. Where the Earth is moving, the satellite is also moving. Both are synchronized to give you all the time the communication. We are able to see the effect of the satellite in identifying the weather prediction. There is a big cyclone coming up, moving in Bay of Bengal. It's going to hit Madras, Chennai. Before that we know. So all these predictions are possible today because of the satellite system. So this is a big application. I have seen in my place, near Kanyakumari, I have seen the fishermen. There's a village resource center which has been established with the communication from the satellites. They've got all the computers, internet, every facility given to the people. There are 473 village resource centers in India spread by the Indian Space Research Organization. And these places, you get every detail. People who have not gone to school, not educated, they are today operating the computers, seeing the pictures, everything. So our fishermen who have not studied to that extent, but they see these pictures and find out where the fish is available that day. So they all go to that place. They decide, and then they go get very good fish they get. And from the sea, they are taking their mobile phone and then contacting and fixing up the price to the different people. So this is the advancement in our life, daily life. We are seeing the effect of this space application. Then comes the power. One is nuclear power, but there is a need for the nuclear thing to be carried. That is called missile, guided missile. Missile is one which travels from one place to another place without man. You know, aeroplane goes, but a pilot is required. In missile, nobody is required. You launch it, it will go and finish off the enemy in the other direction. So we have got a missile called Agni. This Agni range, you know the Agni range is 5,000 kilometers. That means from a place you launch in any part of India, 5,000 kilometers it goes. So you have got a full protection. So why we have to do a big missile like that? We have to show the power, which I told you, the P5 countries equivalent to that, you have to show the power. So power, if you have to show, you have to have this type of capability. Strength respects strength. And the history is not written for cowards. History is written for courageous people. So if you want to be courageous, if you want to be, a person of doing things, then only history will respond to you. You will be named in the history. History is not history, in the world history, there are people names. How many people have come in the world and gone? All their names are not there. Why only one, Mr. Soundarajan's name is there today? Because he created history. So history you have to create. Everyone should think that I will create history. Then only you will come in the history book. So the rocket, I was telling about the rocket. I was telling about the missile. Agni I was telling. You know about Kalpana Chawla? You heard about Kalpana Chawla? All of you know the name? This brave girl of India who went into the space, did all the research in the space shuttle, and happily returning back, and very beamingly she was talking from the space shuttle. We got all the television, we are thinking she is going to come. But the whole thing blasted off. She was burnt. Why? The thermal protection system failed at the re-entry. What is re-entry? When the object goes beyond the space, space is very good because it's almost vacuum level. You are not having any problem. But when you come back to Earth at the 85 kilometer altitude, there's a thick atmosphere you have to cross. That creates the aerodynamic heating. That temperature is something like 3000 degrees centigrade when you pierce through. And it's coming so fast and piercing. So with that temperature, even if there is a small wedge that crack or it's not protected, the whole thing will pierce through and finish it off. So that is a problem with this type of technology. You have to be very careful. We have done so many launches of Agni, we have never had this problem. We have perfected this re-entry technology. Who has done that? Young people like you. It is not done by old people. These are the technologies of new materials and new control guidance. These developments have been carried out only by young people who come from engineering college. You have heard about the two alumni. They are all grown from here, gone to engineering college, and became now that girl who came, she is now a computer engineer. What is she? She is in the computer engineer in a software company. So like this, all of you are going to become engineers, doctors, lawyers, political leaders, of non-corrupt political leaders, and all these things you are going to become. So good people we want. So that's why the school will always celebrate good people. So I can realize that young people who have got that power of mind can do many things. We have seen by ourselves the example of the people who have developed such a re-entry technology. When this technology is not shared by anybody, we come under the MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. The big people, they have joined together. They are called developed countries. We are developing country. So the developed countries people have joined together and formed a group and imposed Missile Technology Control Regime. Under the regime, they will not give any technology component, any help to us, any equipment. Even they will not allow us to see their lab. This is the condition. And with that condition, when we have not done the missile technology in the Second World War, we have started after 30-40 years after those people, we have to take a lead. That was the condition. So who can do that? Only young minds can do that. So Dr. Abdul Kalam, he believed the young minds, and we worked together to select good, intelligent people, creative minds. And they have developed such a re-entry technology. When nothing is available to this country, we developed it. Similarly, we wanted for the same Agni, we wanted a supercomputer. Without that, we cannot analyze. The whole regime of re-entry to be analyzed by the shape, it's called computational fluid dynamics. To do the analysis, we need supercomputer, otherwise we will take 20 years to do a project. And supercomputers were denied to us. Dr. Abdul Kalam and Dr. Arunachalam, two great people, went to USA talking to the Defense Secretary William Parry to tell him that we also need supercomputers in our country. Apart from the IMD Cray XMB you have given, give one more Cray XMB to India. We want to do some research. So that Defense Secretary gave him a very good lunch and told him, I can give you good dinner also, but not supercomputer. So he came back, and then we started assembling 14 young people, fresh people from the college. And within 2 years, they have developed a PACE Plus supercomputer, which was 20 times faster than the Cray XMB refused to us. So this is what I am telling. The power of mind rests with young blood. That they have proved to the world. Then the Cray XMB was, American government very proudly said, Cray XMB will be established in India. We have no problem of export. Our government immediately said, there is no entry to you. So they were stopped. Today, no Cray XMB in India. We stopped it because we can do better things. Why to get from them? So this is the attitude. Our attitude should be like this. So when you have grown like this in the big programs to show to the world we can also develop technologies, then came a challenge. We have seen the second, Gulf War. You heard about Gulf War? Gulf War in 1991 between Iraq and the Allied forces headed by USA. There was a big war. Because Iraq occupied Kuwait, then the war was, on the Iraq. So Iraq was a very powerful country, Saddam Hussein. He knew that he cannot be defeated. He knew. So this was very much analyzed. Why he was so confident to fight against big powers? They analyzed and they found out that Iraq was having a network of air defense system by which the aircraft cannot penetrate. If the aircraft fly over Iraq, that aircraft will be finished in no time. Completely as well laid out plans he put. Then the Americans, one night, first night, that is the day of the war, they launched nearly 1,000 Tomahawk missiles. These Tomahawk missiles are called cruise missiles. Cruise means unless the ballistic missiles, these missiles fly at a very low altitude. No one knows missile is coming. It goes through and finish off all the assets. So all the radar station, communications, all laid out air defense was finished off in one night by launching nearly 1,000 Tomahawk missiles. So then we realized, what is this big power is there? We have not understood, we have not developed that technology. So we should enter into cruise missiles. That was the decision we have taken in 93 after seeing the war and analyzing the whole thing. Then, but how do we do? It's a big new technology and it's unknown. How do we do that? Then one idea also came that when you have got the whole world, the big powers having cruise missile, what does it mean? They are having these missiles and all of them are flying in a subsonic speed. That is speed less than the speed of sound, like aeroplane. But it is very stealth. Stealth means it cannot be easily detected, very low altitude but going very slow. Why not we do supersonic cruise missile? Supersonic means more than the speed of sound. Nobody has done it. How do you do it? First of all, we cannot do even a subsonic cruise missile. We want to do. So we put our ambition high. That's what I said. Why I am saying is, if you put your ambition high, today we are the fastest having the fastest supersonic cruise missile. Today. Whole world is astonishing India because they don't have. We decided to do it and we have done it. And so many years behind, they are behind. The big powers are so many years behind us. They have not done. So, if you think you can do it, you can do it. So this Mahatma Gandhi says, I will read one Mahatma Gandhi statement. He says, if you think you cannot do the work, you will never do the work. If you think you can do it, even you don't have the capabilities with you, you will do it. So this is the principle of life. I was just reading one book. That book talks about 2100. We are now in 2013. That book talks about 2100. What is going to happen to you in 2100 when you grow? What is going to happen? When you get up, you are not getting up. In your bedroom when you are sleeping, there's a big screen coming before you. Not dream, screen. That screen says, yes, today this is your program. You get up and do all these things. Instructs you. Then when you go and brush your teeth, every molecule, DNA, is getting analyzed and tells you that whether you are perfectly all right or not. You need a perfect body. So it tells you. Then you come out and then you want breakfast. You say, I want bread toast and omelette prepare. You are telling. Just, there's a robotic system. It gets it, a robotic lady. She prepares and brings you the breakfast. That means a robotic system, whole house. Then you say, I want the car be ready. Then car comes, no driver, nothing. Automatic car just comes. Then you get in, then it takes you. You don't have to look at the traffic, all those things. Everything is completely done. So totally it is autonomous. So life is going to get transformed like that to you. So, but they say, after writing that whole imagination of one book, full book, it is very interesting to know what is going to happen in 2100. Many things are there. I am not telling the details, but one thing which attracted me was the quote. He says, from Aristotle to Thomas Aquinas, perfection meant wisdom rooted in experience and in the relationships by which the moral life is learned through example. Our perfection lies not in gene enhancement, but in the enhancement of our character. That is, unless you are initially given value-based education system, you are not going to build yourself. So that is the purpose of this school, and they have done wonderful work for the last 25 years, and they are going to grow in bigger. Similarly, there will be a golden jubilee, and so then diamond jubilee, all will come, and this will become a bigger place. Maybe in terrace will come. So it's going to grow. And the student-teacher relationship in this school, I could see from their publications and the book, annual book which they have sent to me, I could realize the type of coordination between the student-teacher and teacher-parents. So the Swami Vivekananda says, we want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased. By education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's feet. You are going to say tomorrow, I am from Saundararaja Vidyalaya. When you say, you are proud to say that. And the school is also proud to say that he is my student. That is what is to be achieved, and I wish you all success. I just read one poem written by Nandini. Nandini has written one nice poem which attracted me. தோல்வியை கண்டு மனம் தளராமல் நம்பிக்கை எனும் குழி தோண்டி கடும் பயிற்சி எனும் செடி நட்டு உழைப்பு எனும் நீர் பாய்ச்சி கவலை என்ற களை எடுத்து சாதனை எனும் மரம் வளர்ந்து விடாமுயற்சி எனும் ஏணியில் ஏறி வெற்றி கனியை பறித்திடுவோம். She is telling on your behalf. Nandini is there by chance here? Who is Nandini? She has written that. Huh? She is there. Good poem. So I want to tell you, because you have written that, Tirukkural. இடும்பைக்கு இடும்பை விடுப்பர், இடும்பைக்கு இடும்பை படாதவர். That means, who you are not afraid of problems, failures, everything. You will defeat them. You will defeat the problems. That is what the aim of life. And for that you need hard work. இடையின்றி அணுக்களெல்லாம் சுழலுமென இயல் நூலார் இசைக்க கேட்டோம். Just now I was talking to you. இடையின்றி அணுக்களெல்லாம் சுழலுமென இயல் நூலார் இசைக்க கேட்டோம். That means continuously all the atoms are moving. You take the speaker, you don't think it is static. Their atoms are moving. Everywhere it is moving. The whole universe is moving. We are also moving. Don't think that you are static. We are moving. Everything is moving. If the movement stops, we will not be there. So everything is moving. So இடையின்றி அணுக்களெல்லாம் சுழலுமென இயல் நூலார் இசைக்க கேட்டோம். இடையின்றி கதிர்களெல்லாம், கதிர்கள் மீன்ஸ் ஸ்டார்ஸ், சுழலுமென வானூலார், the astronomers இயம்புகின்றார். இடையின்றி தொழில் புரிதல் உலகினிடை பொருட்கற்கெல்லாம் இயற்கையாயின் இடையின்றி கலைமகளை நினது அருளில் எனது உள்ளம் எங்கனாதோ. When everything is moving all the time, why my mind is not working all the time? We should also work. So that power you give to the Saraswati, the Bharadiyar is asking. This is a Bharadiyar song. So let me wish you all the best and wish the school management all the success in the life. I would like to present to the school a book written recently. It is called Thoughts for Change. We can do it. Thoughts for Change, we can do it. It is dedicated to the youth. You know the other, two others are there. Dr. Abdul Kalam and myself, we are the others. This talks about how India is a great nation, what strength we have, what problems we have, how to overcome the problems, and what will make our country the greatest nation in the world. That is the content of this book. I will present this to the Executive Secretary, Trustee. So thank you very much. Anyone wants to ask any question to me? Welcome. Parents also. Teachers also.
Sir, I am Karuna Shinti of class 12. Sir, I have a question. Does India has the required military capability to defend the Chinese aggression, sir?
No, it is not China or anything. Whether India is capable of meeting any problem which can arise. Yes, we have.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm Aranya, studying 12th standard, and my question is, how far the Earth rotates with relative to the black hole of the center of galaxy?
See, the black hole theory is written by whom? Who has written the black hole theory?
Einstein.
No, our man, Subramaniam Chandrasekhar. He has estimated the life of even the sun. He says the sun has already, life of sun is 5.5 billion years, already it has completed. And it can live only another 5 billion years and it will become a dwarf star and later it will become a white star and it will become a black hole. Once it becomes a black hole, what happens to Earth? Earth is small. You see the solar system. So the whole thing is like that. The black hole theory talks about stars. Earth is not a star. Earth is a planet. Our star is the sun. We should worry about our star living long. Then only we can live long. The whole universe is now 13.5 billion years they have completed. Universe is completed. But it will be there for long. But sun will not be there for long.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Gayatri. I'm from class 12. And my question is, in what way is energy efficiency and water conservation program a beneficial one?
Water conservation, you see, today, what is the problem we have? You have got rivers in our place. You have seen Kaveri.
Yes, sir.
No, why here you have seen?
Yes, sir.
No water.
Yes,
So, why there is no water? Why there is no water? We don't get sufficient rain. Why we don't get sufficient rain? We have cut all the trees. We have spoiled the environment. So that's why you are studying the green technologies. How the green technologies can help in preservation of water. You take a satellite picture. The Professor Ramsamy, who is sitting here, he has done remote sensing analysis, and according to him, how the river itself moves to different place depending on the water flow, water flow. So there, they have also studied through remote sensing what is the quantity of water it will be there and how long it can store water. So conservation of water means you plant five plant trees. Every student, Dr. Abdul Kalam says when he meets students, every student should plant 5 saplings. Why he says that? That is the primary thing, requirement. Then everything will become all right.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I am C. Varshini of 11. My question is, will the vision of former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam become true, sir?
It's in your hands. To who can make the vision reality?
Yes.
Only you.
Yes, sir.
You have to be determined.
Yes, sir.
See, you think from whatever I talk to you, do you not get the impression that we are living in a great nation?
Yes.
You are getting.
Yes.
So that means our nation can do many things. We have done many things. We are doing many things now. We are doing green revolution. We are doing the industrial revolution, manufacturing revolution. We are going on doing many things. And we are supposed to be the best people in the IT world. But all depends on our youth. So we have 580 million people, youth, below 35 years. So this youth only can transform India a great nation. Whether it will be done in 2020 or 2025 is not the question. But it can be done. So you have a great role to do that.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I am Surya of class 11. Sir, India has launched numerous rockets successfully, but unfortunately some rockets has failed. What could be its reason? And in case of cruise missiles like BrahMos or Agni, like these kind of failures will occur?
Okay. When you are doing aerospace work, reliability is a very important component. Reliability means reliability of performance. You take the PSLV. I know whether you have read that PSLV, which is launched by ISRO for putting the satellite into orbit. We have launched 22 launches we had. First one failed, but there was no failure afterwards. So that means when you are dealing with lakhs of components, even one component fails, the whole mission will be a failure. That is rocketry. So to achieve perfect, you need several tests to prove that. If you perfect that test and perfect those things, it becomes a reliable system. Afterwards, it is continuous. So failures we should not be, afraid of. If with some 20 flights you do, there are failures, what you are saying, it is not a problem. In fact, failure will give you more knowledge if you do it properly analyze. So there are steps to success. We should not be afraid of that. Ultimately, we should succeed. That is very important. So we are not worried about failures. We have to learn and correct it. Suppose there is a failure, you don't bother and repeat the failure. That's wrong. You should learn, make it a success.
Good evening, sir. I am A. Maisha Ibrat from class 11. Sir, my question is, among the books which you have written, which is your favorite and why, sir?
That's what just now I told you, because it is written for you. It is dedicated for you, it's written. Youth, why? Why? The first page itself it is there. Youth believes, that is people, students and the youth, they believe, I can do it. If I can do it means we can do it. If we can do it means India can do it. Is it not? So that's why.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm S. Pinkash Raj of 9A, sir. So my question is, can we create artificial ozone layer in the atmosphere, sir?
Yes, some research is going on that. It is possible.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm Daphne of 10. My question is to you. How was your working experience with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam?
Great. We learned a lot of things. He is a man who can turn, a stone. Will it work? He can make it. So that is the power he has got. His only tool is hard work. Hard work and honesty and integrity. Hard work, honesty, integrity. You adopt that, you will also become President of India.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm Sanchita Ramesh of class 10. My question to you is, how do you think the missile BrahMos is a big contribution to Indian Defence Research Development Organization?
Because nobody can defeat it. No? It is a cruise missile which flies at Mach 3, 3 times faster than sound. It is totally stealth. There is no other missile which can intercept it. So that means precisely speed, precision, power. All the three, we are the leaders today. So we will win the war.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I'm S. Shugantana of class 10 and I have a question for you. Was it your childhood dream to design and work out such a program like BrahMos, or were you inspired by someone?
So it is I told you, we have seen the Gulf War.
Yes,
we were
sir.
inspired by the Tomahawk flying through the window. Through the window. Window is small, but they could send it through the window. So it's a very precise and a very good weapon, and it could defeat a big power. So that means we need such power.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm R. Jayasuriya. As you told, BrahMos is the fastest cruise missile in the world.
Today.
Yeah.
Today.
Today, sir.
Some other thing can come tomorrow.
Many countries dare to touch India. But still, do you have any ideas on increasing its speed and accuracy?
We have the idea of?
Increasing its speed and accuracy.
Yes. We are increasing to Mach 7, from 3 to 7. That is called hypersonic. Not only that, like I told you about 2100, we are also thinking how to make a missile to be operated like Sudarshan Chakra. You know Sudarshan Chakra? You have seen Vishnu? Lord Vishnu.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
His
sir.
hand you have seen.
Sir.
There is one Sudarshan Chakra. It is rotating all the time.
Yes, sir.
No other weapon of any other god is moving all the time. Only Sudarshan Chakra is moving all the time.
Yes, sir.
And it is operated by mind. His mind. Finish that fellow's head. It comes back. No? We want to make that. Hypersonic speed.
Thank you.
Sir, good evening, sir. I'm B. Darshan.
So you will do it? That type of missile you will make? Huh?
Definitely, sir.
Very good.
Good evening, sir. I'm B. Darshan of 9A. Sir, my doubt is the space is completely vacuum. Then how, sir, the planets and other celestial bodies are floating in the universe?
They are the gravitational force. Like Earth has got a gravitation.
Yes, sir.
Sun has got a gravitation.
Yes.
So sun rotates. Sun, all the planets rotate around the sun because of its gravity power. Sun is a star. There's a big power there. That's a universe. That's a galaxy. Sun belongs to Milky Way.
Yes, sir.
So all these things are controlled there. Like that, every part is controlled and totally it's controlled. So everything is on movement because of the gravity, the force. The
So
force, the balancing force retains everything to move at a particular speed so that they live. If the speed changes or if they go off course, a different direction, then that planet will not be there.
Thank you, sir.